Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It is 9 o'clock and it's time for another Craig test. So, this is, I know it's just ridiculous. This is the second.
We're doing another one.
This is the second in the Craig test series. We did the first one on the Polaroid by Jamie Dawes. Everybody loved it. I thought that it would tank in terms of ratings. I thought we'd have like 3 people watching, but apparently people seem to like watching Matt do magic. Who knew? So we're back. We thought we'd do another one. Give the people what they want, which apparently is more Matt. So there you go.
Okay.
And what we thought we'd do it on, this is kind of an interesting decision. This is a DVD.
Yeah.
I don't even have a DVD player.
I had to get my PlayStation out of a cupboard to watch the DVD.
That's hilarious.
Even my computer hasn't got a DVD drive. So I had to get my PlayStation
Well,
out of
this is an older item. Because what I thought we'd do with the Craig test, it doesn't have to be something new, it can be something old. And this is a commercial item. It's called Out of Sight by Joshua J. And I can't remember the full episode. You can't get Foolus in the UK. You just get YouTube things. So I missed some of them. I've never seen this. I picked this up a couple of years ago to watch. And when I was looking for you for stuff for the Craig test, I was like, I don't know what this is. I have no idea what it is. Everyone said it was really good. So at the time, so I bought it. It's Vanishing Ink and Card Shark, two good companies. So I bought it, but I think I had the same problem as you. I was like, right, I need to find a DVD player from somewhere, and it just ended up being on the side. And when I was looking for stuff, I was like, oh, this could be, because I know you like stories, and it actually says here, you know, something about stories, a storyline that's both intriguing and uplifting, and I thought this is probably up your street, but I'm probably one of the only magicians in the world that's not seen this, because at the time when this came out, it was a big deal. But when this came out, that was when I took my sabbatical from magic, so I was like focusing on business and stuff, and I wasn't keeping up to date with the latest tricks. So I know what it is. I don't know what it is. I know it's Joshua J, who I love as a performer, and I love Vanishing Ink, I love Card Shark, but I've got no idea. If I saw the act off Penn and Teller, I don't remember it. I don't know. I'm starting to get more forgetful as I get older.
That happens.
But
because I was speaking to Tyler Lunsford last night, because I was up literally till like 3 o'clock in the morning learning this, because I went out straight after work because I had a meeting. Didn't get back till like 11:30, and then I started doing this. So it was like 3 o'clock, 3:15 this morning. I finally crawled into bed after doing this. So I was texting Tyler, telling him what I was doing, and he was like, oh cool, what trick are you doing it on? And I was like, out of sight. And he went, surely to God Craig's gonna know that. And I was like, well, he can't, because otherwise he wouldn't have given me.
Yeah, I genuinely don't know what this is.
But Tyler was like, great trick.
So there we go.
Cool,
Right,
let's do it.
Impress me, Magic Bill.
Oh gosh, right, okay. So we were on stage the other day at a gig, and I took a photo. Do you remember the photo I took to show you guys what it's like when you're on stage with the lights?
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
So I took a photo and to show these guys in the office, because we were talking about it the other week, and what it's like when you're on stage. You can't see anything. When the lights are on you, you're completely blind on stage. And the bigger the stage it is, the worse it gets. You can't see a damn thing. And I remember standing there at the time and thinking, God, well, what if there's somebody, you know, it's very unlikely that there's going to be anybody that's kind of visually impaired in a magic audience in a big theatre like that, because you're not going to be able to appreciate what's happening because you can't see it. And then you gave me this, and Joshua talks about exactly the same thing.
Oh, really?
About not being able to, you know, people that are visually impaired can't always appreciate magic, but magic's supposed to be all-inclusive. It's supposed to be for everybody. Yeah. So he's actually developed this trick which you could do to somebody that can't see.
Oh, okay.
Which I thought was really cool. So it starts,
That's very cool.
as all good magic tricks start, Craig, with a deck of cards.
Okay.
So we have a deck of cards, and then you have to imagine that you can't see anything.
Okay.
So if we were going to go for a normal card trick, I'd go pick a card, any card, you'd have a look at it.
Yeah.
You put it back in the deck, and then I'd find it.
Yeah.
If you can't see the cards, can't do that.
Makes it harder, yeah.
We also can't get you to shout out a card out loud,
No.
because then I'd hear it, and
Yeah.
it'd be an awful trick. So we're going to do it a slightly different way.
Okay.
You're right-handed, aren't you?
Yes.
Put your left hand out for me.
Okay.
Put your other hand on top.
Yep.
And then what we're going to do, imagine if you can't see anything at all, we're going to make it so that I can't see anything.
You have a GIMP mask.
I have a GIMP mask.
I think you've put it upside down, by the way.
I got it from my personal collection.
I think it's upside down.
Huh?
It's upside
Oh,
down.
it doesn't matter. I can't see anything.
Okay.
So we've got, so now we're both blind. Yeah? I could make you take your glasses off, but obviously I'm not going to.
Yeah.
What was that?
Nothing.
You
Carry
just
on.
hit me in the nose.
No, not at all.
I mean, I put in the. You better still be here when this is finished, by the way, as well, because I'm going to be really annoyed if you just walk out.
No, I'm here.
Okay, cool. So go through. What I want you to do. Well, normally what we'd do is we'd go through the deck and we'd get you to. What are you doing?
Nothing. Keep going.
Look, I learnt this last night. I'm trying to get in the zone here, and you're not helping me at all. Okay, so I don't like this. This was a bad idea. So what I need you to do is stop it. Mike, tell him to stop.
Carry on.
So what I need you to do is instead of flicking through the deck and picking a card and showing everybody, because you can't see anything.
No.
And you can't say it out loud because they're not here.
Yeah.
So what I want you to do is just pick a card in your head. So don't go for a court card because everyone goes for a court card. So just go for a number.
You got it.
And a suit. You got them?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Now, in order, because we could just make this up and it'd be an amazing trick, but obviously I want people to know that this isn't. So they're going to know what card it is that you've picked as well. So the only person here that doesn't know is me.
Okay.
So in order to be able to do that, I want you to take the cards.
Yes.
And the number that the card is, just take that many cards face down, just count them down onto the table.
Okay.
I'm going to put my fingers in my ears so I can't hear them.
Okay.
Just tap me when you're done. Okay? Go. Done?
Yep.
Perfect. Now, so they all know now what number the card is as well.
Yes.
Now, bury the cards. Just put the rest of the cards on top. Okay? Same thing again with the suits. So clubs is 1, hearts is 2, spades is 3, diamonds 4. Yeah?
Okay, yeah.
1, 2, 3 or 4 cards down onto the table. Tap me when you're done.
Yep.
Done?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Now, hand me the cards. Where are they? Excellent. Okay, so far we're doing this and we are both completely blind, yeah?
I'm not blind.
Well, you would be if we were doing this to someone that is.
Yeah, but you said we're both completely blind. I'm not blind.
Well, figuratively, for the trick.
Now, I'm blind. I'm blind now.
Why are you blind now?
Took my glasses off.
Excellent. Are they your glasses on my head now?
Yeah, you're doing well.
Thanks very much. I really appreciate it.
I need them back. I'm sorry, I can't see.
You're making this really easy for me.
That's what I'm trying.
Yeah?
I'm helping.
You're not.
Do you appreciate my help?
Have you ever helped a magician before, Craig?
Stop using my lines against me.
Because you're not helping one now. Okay, so I've got, I think it's further down here. So Joshua teaches you a very, very good way of just feeling the cards. And when you feel the cards, it makes it easier to, because when you can't see anything, all your other senses heighten. I think I'm going to go there. I'm going to go there and we'll see what happens. Now, obviously, you picked a card in your head.
You're back.
I am back.
Yes.
And you're still here.
Yes.
And so are you. That's great. So, you picked a card in your head.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no way that I could know what that was.
Not
All
sure.
you've done is count the cards down so they know what card you picked as well, so that you know they know that I'm not cheating. I had my fingers in my ears and a blindfold on.
Yes.
And I felt through the cards to feel which card that you've picked. On the count of 3, on 3, just want you to say out loud what your card is. 1, 2, 3.
6 of diamonds. Very good. It's really good.
What's also good is that it was always going to be the 6 of diamonds.
Was it?
Because every other card in the deck is completely blank.
That's awesome. It's very good. You did very well. Very good.
Thanks very much.
You're getting good at this magic stuff. He only learned it yesterday as well.
I learned it at finished learning it at 3 o'clock this morning.
we're gonna stop the video for a second. I'm gonna get my guess in with Matt, and then we'll come back and see if he's fooled me, and then talk about what we think about the trick. So, not fooled.
No.
And I haven't seen it before. But one of the reasons I wasn't fooled is because that first dealing principle, I've seen something similar to that before. Not with a blank deck, but with a regular deck of cards. I've seen something similar. In fact, I used that principle or something similar to that principle in a routine on my Cheeky project. So the Cheek to Cheek deck project, the thought of Triumph, the thought of a card Triumph, I actually use not that principle, but something similar to it in order to get the value of a card. So I've seen that principle before, so I knew that the dealing would allow you to get the card. Yes, I knew how it worked, but it was performed very well.
You think?
He only learnt this yesterday, like you said. He only learnt
Literally
this
finished learning
yesterday
it at 3 o'clock this morning.
After hunting out a PlayStation.
PlayStation to play the DVD.
Like, I've never seen the tutorial for this. I'm guessing it was well explained because it's Josh.
Very well
It's
explained.
Josh.
Yeah.
And he obviously sounded like Kermit the Frog, I imagine.
And no, he doesn't. And I watched every
Yes,
second of it.
Yes, he does. He's got to have something. He's so annoying. He's built like a shipwreck house. He's incredibly attractive.
He is.
He's one of the best magicians in the world.
Yeah.
He's a creative powerhouse. He's probably a millionaire at this point. He owns one of the biggest magic companies in the world. Give me the Kermit thing.
He might have a small penis.
He's probably got that as well.
Yeah, you don't know.
No, he doesn't,
Maybe.
because I've seen the girls that he goes with. Probably hasn't.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
Well, you just stick with the Kermit thing, dude. It's okay.
I'm sticking with the Kermit thing.
It's okay.
I've got to have something.
But anyway, the DVD is quite in depth. It's very in depth. I mean, obviously, I watched the whole thing start to finish, and it's great. And he's very eloquent, and the way that he tells you how to do each section of it bit by bit is amazing. I watched the DVD through once and just followed it along as I was going. And by the time we got to the end of the DVD, I was done.
That's great.
And then I just ran it through twice to myself, and then I've just come and performed it now.
It was great.
And I've never done a trick like that before. So
No, you haven't.
that's how good that introduction is. The
It's
explanation
not
is.
the sort of thing that you do in a walk-around situation or in a table hopping gig or a banquet situation, I imagine, for a few different reasons. One, I'm guessing that the reset isn't going to be immediate.
Well, I mean, it was 3 o'clock this morning when I finished watching it, but I don't remember him talking about a reset. I don't remember him talking about a reset in the explanation. And there may be a much better way of doing it than the way that I've just done it. But for me, yeah, it would be a one deal.
So if you were doing like a parlour show or something like that.
Yeah, 100%. I think you could make that work really well on stage. Parlour show, cabaret show, we could do it on stage. I think that would work really well in all scenarios, other than doing it close up. It would work amazingly in close up, but only once.
Not examinable.
Yeah, you say that, it depends. He talks in depth about audience management. Now, he's obviously much better at audience management than I am. They are examinable. There's a way of making them examinable.
As a layperson, if I picked up the deck and just went through it, I'd just do that.
I don't know how much I can say without giving...
I don't want to give anything away.
Okay,
but
we don't give anything away. There is a way of handing out cards to the audience, and they can fully examine
I did like the
even a
subtlety.
magician.
I did like the subtlety of you dealing cards down onto the table and then spreading.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
So you can then pick those cards up and go, there you go. Look, a magician, Penn and Teller. You could give them to them and go, examine them. There's nothing to find. Nothing. So it is examinable.
Yeah.
If you've got good enough audience management to make it work.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah, I like it. It's really good. My only concern, and I don't know if it's a concern, it probably isn't. No, it's not. It's not a concern. But I'll mention it anyway. It's quite procedural. As in, hey, right, you got to deal this. Now you got to deal this. Blah, 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 blah. Now, I've used that principle.
There's a lot of card tricks where you have to do that.
I've used that principle, so it's not too much of a problem. But my point is, there's a lot of routines where somebody names a card and it's the only card printed in the deck. Alone by David Regal is a perfect example. From Nothing by Cameron Francis is a perfect example, where there is literally no procedure to it. It's literally name a card. Oh, that's the card you want. Okay, look at this deck, and it's the only one that's Now, I don't know whether the point I'm trying to make is, obviously, for somebody like Penn and Teller and for a magician, this is more powerful because they're not, in those other routines, they're saying the card out loud. And you're then opening up the deck and you're spreading through the deck and you're showing that there's only one card that's printed in the deck, which is the card they've named. The advantage with this deck is that they never say the card out loud.
No, I thought that
they never
brilliant.
tell anybody. They just literally just think, they literally think of it. But let me ask you a question. You obviously know how to force a card. You know how to do a riffle force. And let me ask you a question. You have a blank face deck that's completely examinable with a force card in the middle. And let's say it's the 6 of diamonds. You put that deck of cards down and you give it to somebody and you say, hold on to that deck, that deck, that's we're going to get back to that a little bit later on. And then you've got a regular deck that you've been using to do whatever. In your case, size 7s. That's all you fucking do. And you decide to deviate from size 7s by shuffling the deck. And you shuffle the deck, and at some point, you then force from this deck the 6 of diamonds. So you say, we're going to try one more thing. Can you just say stop? And you use a riffle force. Can you say stop? Look at that card. Are you happy with that card? Yeah, great. Shuffle the cards, put the cards in the case, put the case in my pocket. From their point of view, they've not said a card out loud. They've just picked a card, and it's lost. And you go, great. We'll get back to the card in a bit. Now you do something else. Knowing you, something with the dice. You do something else. And then after you've done that dice thing, you go, oh, by the way, there's one last thing. You thought of a card earlier on. Now you're using time misdirection because they'll forget that they had it forced to them. And you go, hey, you're reframing what happened. So you go, now, earlier on, do you remember I asked you to think of a card? Have you still got that card in your mind? You have. And you haven't told anyone, you haven't written down, you haven't said anything. And because of the time misdirection of using the dice, they will remember back to that and think, yeah, I just thought of a card. And then you take this deck and you go, well, here's what's interesting. And you show that they're all regular backs, and then you flip them over and it's a regular deck and you spread it out. And it's the only one face up, the only one printed in the deck is the 6 of diamonds, and now everything's examinable.
Yeah.
No procedure, completely examinable. Is that as good as that? And if not, why?
I think they're both good in different ways. Like that, I like, that I'm a big storyteller fan. You know that I like telling stories.
But you could tell the same story with that deck as you could with that deck. You could frame it, but without the procedure. You could say, now let me do one last thing with this deck. Blah, 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 blind, blah, 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 no senses, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to blindfold myself, blah, 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 blah. You could do that. But without the dealing thing. So the story, what is it? And I'm playing devil's advocate here, because that's what I do. What is it that makes this deck better? Because it's not the story, because the story is applicable to either deck. What is it that makes this deck better than doing what I just said? Because the only thing I can think of is with this deck, you can have them think of a card. You're still limiting them because there's no picture cards. But you're still limiting them, but they won't remember that as a limitation. But you're still limiting them, but they have the impression that they're thinking of every card and they're not saying it out loud.
Yeah.
But the disadvantage is there's procedure and it's only examinable to a point.
Yeah.
Which is not a problem.
I like the whole you just picked a card in your head thing. I love that. Because everyone goes, pick a card, any card. If you can just go, think of a card, and they think of a card in their head, and then all of a sudden it appears, that's magic. That is magic. I remember watching because he does which I really love as well. The first thing on the tutorial video is a live performance, and he's sitting in like a bar or a cafe or something, and he's sitting on this nice sofa, and there's literally people all around him. So you instantly know there's no angles in this, because he's literally, there's people all around him. And the way that he tells the story differently to me. But the way that the story that he tells and the way that he sells it is brilliant. He's so good. He's so confident, and like, it's perfect. And he says that he's been doing this for 10 years.
He sounds like Kermit the Frog. Give me that one thing.
I didn't notice that he sounded like.
He sounds like Kermit the Frog.
Okay, he spoke like Kermit the Frog.
Thank you.
But he spoke very like a very eloquent frog, and it was just amazing the way that he did it, and the reaction that he got was fantastic. It was really, really good. And then he goes into so much detail. And like I said, I just watched it all the way through, start to finish, once, and I now know the trick. So from, you know, the whole buying this package, if you want to do that trick, I think it's great. I don't know how much it costs, but I think it's a great trick. I really like it. Mike really liked it, and he's seen a lot of magic now.
So would you do it?
Yeah.
Would you?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. But you wouldn't do it like, you'd do it like that for that one special performance, like for the bride and groom or somebody.
For the bride and groom, or in a cabaret show, or, do you know what I mean? Something like that, yeah.
So what would you give it? I'll be honest, I think it's amazing. I'm playing devil's advocate. I think it's really good. I think the method is genius.
It is genius.
It's typical Josh J thinking.
And the thing that I was worried about, the thing that I thought you would just pick up on immediately, you said during the little break you didn't even see it.
No, I didn't.
And I'm like, well, if you don't see it,
no,
and you're looking for shit, if you didn't see that, no one's going to see that.
No, didn't see it at all.
That was the one thing that I was worried about. The only other thing that I thought, to add on what you've been saying is possibly a negative, is that you can't shuffle the deck before.
No.
So you just take the deck out of the box and you can't shuffle it. You can't even do a full shuffle, really.
No.
I couldn't. I tried a couple of times last night and then I had to sit there for 20 minutes putting the deck pad together again. But you can't really do a full shuffle with it either. Or I can't. I don't know if there's, you know, whether there'd be a way that you could, or somebody that was good at magic could.
But to be honest, I think I can't believe I'm actually saying this. I think you're thinking like a magician.
Okay.
I don't think you need to shuffle this deck.
Do you not? Okay. Well, that's one thing that I thought, is that you can't shuffle it first.
I don't think that's a problem. I like this. I'm not going to do it because I've got 3 or 4 different ways of doing this.
You've got 3 or 4 ways of getting the same effect with a different method.
Pretty much from a layman's point of view.
Yeah.
I know that from a layman's point of view, I've got 3 or 4 different ways of doing this. Having said that, I think it's really great, and I think that.
Do you think that there is anybody out there watching that's an actual magician that watches this channel that I've just fooled?
I think there is, yeah.
Do you really?
Yeah, I really do. I think there is.
I think that would be epic.
I think
If
there
there's
is
an actual magician out there that I've just fooled, I think that'd be brilliant.
But let's find out. Put it down in the comments down below. Did Matt fool you with this card trick?
Be honest. Be honest.
Yeah,
it's going to make me feel good.
I'm going to give it 79% because I'm not going to do it, but it gets the highest mark I can possibly give a trick that I'm not going to do.
Okay.
79%. I really, really like it. I love Josh, love Andy, love Vanishing Ink, love Card Shark, love all of these people, love everything. I'm all about the love.
It's all about the love
all
today.
about the love.
We need to do more Craig tests.
I know,
It's bringing out some love in it.
I know. I just wouldn't do this. So 79%, but I think it's excellent. What about you?
I would do it 100%. I'm going to do it. When I do it,
So when you say I'm going to do it 100%, does that mean you're giving it 100%? Or
no, I am 100% going to do it.
Going to do it. Right.
And the only reason that I'm not going to give it 100%, this has taught me a lot as well. Like, I've learned a lot just watching the tutorial, and not just about methods, because I didn't know this method at all. I was like, the whole way through, I was like, oh fuck, oh my god, oh that's incredible, all the way through the tutorial. But just watching Joshua do what he does and the way that he explains things, and it's helped me a lot. Just learning this trick has helped me a lot in magic, I feel. Okay. Like, I genuinely do. And the only thing is the reset. Now, if Joshua, which he's not going to watch this, obviously, but...
You never know. Vanishing Ink do keep an eye on my shit.
Do they? If somebody from Vanishing Ink or Joshua or anybody else that knows this and has this already, if it's quite old, there's probably quite a few people out there that have already got it, know a better way of resetting.
Later on, you show it me. I can probably think of a better way of resetting it.
Okay, if there's a better and quicker and easier way of resetting it so you could do it closer, it would get 100%, I feel. Because I don't know of a way to reset it better yet, and it would be a one-shot deal in close-up, 95. But 95. I really, really like it.
Great, 95%. We'll see if we can up that.
Can I keep that?
Yes, you can. That's yours to keep. That's the deal with it, Craig test. Have you got out and performed Polaroids yet?
No, I haven't done a gig since we've done that.
Haven't you?
No.
You got a couple of gigs this weekend, no?
Yeah. No, I have got a gig this weekend. Yeah.
So do Polaroids.
It depends on the gig.
Yeah.
But yes.
Cool. Get somebody to film it.
Just random person.
That's what I do.
I know you're out here getting drunk, having a great time, but can you film me do this?
Where
trick,
do you
please?
think I get my footage from
Me?
Gigs?
I follow you round, filming you.
No, not always. I just give somebody my phone and I say, hey, I want to send some performance videos to the client. So
I give some drunk muppet my phone, he's just going to run off with it, and I'm not going to notice because I'm going to be too busy trying to figure out how to do the trick.
So 95%
Yes.
from Matt.
I really like it.
You really like it?
I think even, I don't know how much it is, but if it's cheap enough to buy, even if you're not going to go out and perform it, I think, you know, I've learned a lot from that. I've learned another method, and I've learned just from watching Joshua and listening to what he's saying, you know, a few performance tips. And there's many things during that performance that I should have said that I didn't. And there's, you know, there's things that he tells you within that about the performance. And if someone like Joshua J is going to sit there and take the time to film himself telling you how to perform something properly, you've got to listen. Yeah. And it's worth the money. I mean, I don't know how much it is, but if it's cheap enough, it's worth the money just for that.
Yeah. Josh is one of the best performers of magic.
He's great, and that the whole tutorial, I can't stress enough, was brilliant. It was really, really good. So yeah, 95%, just purely based on that little bit of not being able to.
Well, we'll have a look at it later and see if we can work out the resets.
If there's a better reset, 100%.
Great. So another great one from Vanishing Ink. Just a shame that Josh sounds like Kermit the Frog, but there you go. That's just
get over it, dude.
I'm trying.
You're just making yourself look bad.
Can't help it. Can't help it. I'm so jealous.
You're the green one.
Yeah, I am. yeah, that's the irony. We'll be back at. Do you want another Craig test? Let us know in the comments down below. Would you like to see more of it? Really, you would like to see more of Matt?
I need sleep. No more Craig tests.
Well, I've actually just given him another one, haven't I? For a
you
Craig
have
test.
given me another one.
He doesn't know who this performer is, but I've given him a Danny D. Ortiz trick for next.
Why are you laughing? Why is that funny?
You'll find out. Good luck. But we'll be back with another Craig test. It will probably take him about 6 months to get to grips with it, but we'll see. We'll be back in about 6 months with another Craig test. Thanks very much for watching. I'm Craig.
I'm Matt.
See you again soon. On behalf of Kermit, bye everyone.